Okay. Kate Floss calling to you. Calling to you from Thailand in self-imposed political exile for my own protections because of what's going on in New Zealand against the lovely Anglo-Saxon people that came out from Germany, Ireland, England and Scotland are now being attacked. They've had the name of their country, New Zealand, usurped, and they've changed it into this word Aotearoa. And not only have they done that, they're reclaiming all of the lands. It's just like it's South Africa all over again. It's Hong Kong all over again. And we need your help. SOS England, Germany, especially Germany. Germany's rising up. Germany, all of your people went over to Ireland and Scotland and New Zealand and Australia. The people from Germany went to those countries under the German king, King Wilhelm, and they purchased huge tracts of land. And at some point in time, the Victorian Queen Victoria, came in, confiscated the whole lot, and went to war with Germany, destroyed the German king, King Wilhelm, and stole all the lands from the people of Germany who had legitimately purchased it and legitimately owned it. These were native to native land purchases, natural product to natural trade to natural trade, native to native, and the Queen come in and took all of it from Germany. Now, we've got to go through a little bit of history. I'm going to give you a series of videos. Hopefully, if you're in Scotland, if you're in Ireland. Now, remember that we've got the cross that I told you about in another video, that Northern New Zealand is Jewish German, right? And Southern Ireland is Catholic Irish, and then Southern New Zealand is German Lutheran, and Northern Ireland is German Lutheran and Anglican. And so there's a bit of a controversy. So our countries are mirrored to each other. Northern Ireland is Southern New Zealand. Southern Ireland is Northern New Zealand, okay? And it's quite a bit of getting your head around, but I'm going to try and put it. But if you follow what we're doing in New Zealand, you'll be able to know what happened to Northern Ireland and why you've lost your country and why you're in so much trouble, because all these darkies had moved in hundreds of years ago. All white people were held in slavery, in cruel, horrible slavery by the darkies, and it was England that got us people out of that slavery. Now all the darkies have come back in to take all that back over through a deception. What has happened is that these sneaky little people have they've went back to the tribes of Scotland, back to the tribes of New Zealand, back to the tribes of Ireland. They've separated them all into their individual chiefs, and then they've gotten all those chiefs, they've paid them off millions and millions of dollars, and those people have all done a runner, left the country, taken the money, and left us to deal with the aftermath of what these evil heathen chiefs have done. So that's the modern day chiefs. So what they did was the United Nations worked in secret rooms with these chiefs of Ireland, with these chiefs from Scotland, with these chiefs from New Zealand, and they worked with them in separating the country and just causing absolute chaos. We have to try and bring it back together. Now let's start with the flags. This first flag here is called the St. George's flag, but you might think that some people call it the flag of England, when in fact it's not. It comes from the year 1099, and it comes from the flag of Genoa. Now I want you to remember this word our, because I'm going to be giving you some interesting tips about these two letters, our. Now, our country of New Zealand has been transferred to the name of Aotearoa. Now, we're talking about the mirror of our countries, right? And then that Aotearoa is spelled A-O on the left side and O-A on the right side. In the middle, it's got the T-E-A-R, which translates to 2 steps forward with the E, the tar, and then 2 steps back with the E, 1 step back with the E, 2, and then gone backwards is the rate. Okay, so there's a whole lot that you need to learn about this word Aotearoa and how it relates to the country of Genoa and how that relates to Scotland, Ireland, and England. So you'll have to watch a series of videos. Tune in and bring your friends. We need 1,000 subscribers to get, I can share on live videos on the YouTube if I get my 1,000 subscribers. We've got 756. We're hoping that Scotland, Ireland, England will come in and make up my 1,000 subscribers. So come on, bring in your army. Kate Floss is raising a huge army. Join Kate Floss's army. I'm leading the team. So that was from 1299. Now, after that, what you'll notice that these two reds are not the same reds. And then the St. George's Cross in 1190 it's also an English-French cross, where the English, I believe the English had the white cross and the French had the red cross, and so or the other way around, so they're crossed over as well. The next year is 1190, the St. George Cross, which was adopted from the Swabian League and from the country of Genoa, which owns the flag. So Genoa, who owns this flag? It's actually owned in its entirety by Genoa, all right? And then it was given on loan to England, all right? And that was for England and the City of London and for the whale ships to be permitted to enter the Mediterranean seas and they got the benefit of the protection of the Genoese fleet. All right? So that's where England got its first flag from. Now, the next flag in 1542 was the St. Andrew's Cross. That was for Scotland. All right? And then the flag after that was the year 1780, which became the St. Patrick flag, which was Anglo-Irish. And this is where, now I'm not going to talk about the St. Patrick at the moment, but when you see my video tomorrow, at the end you'll hear me talking about the St. Patrick. So you really must watch the video of the Maori chiefs tomorrow to find out about how the St. Patrick's flag was linked in to New Zealand, how we are inextricably mirror-framed, linked in together, and all of us link up to the flag of Genoa. All right? So that one of the things that you'll notice, actually, if you go and look at the Genoa flag, the cross has actually got this little, like a little triangular head is on the Genoa flag, but I couldn't find it for this one. I was a bit lazy, but it actually is. I think it's a part of it. So go and have a look at the Genoa flag and you will see this little tip here. Now, after that, in 1707, we got the Act of Union came from Scotland, where we got the St. George's Cross, which was actually the flag of Genoa, which is paid even to this day. The City of London continues to pay the country of Genoa and the Swabian League, which is German. That's all German. They continue to pay them a dividend even to this day. So then they joined up with Scotland, the blue Scottish St Andrews joined up as the Act of Union in 1707 of the Union of Scotland. Then after that, in 1801, we had the Act of Union from Ireland and the United Kingdom. That became the United Kingdom. Now that happened in 1801. In 1835, over in New Zealand, the New Zealand tribes were given 3 flags to. Now, I can stand to be corrected with this if you want to, but so far, this is how my Kate Floss brain has figured out what I've figured out. And I go back and correct it wrong if you want. They were given 3 flags to choose. Now, at this time, over in New Zealand and all of their islands, there was a battle over who was going to bring in the governance laws. Was it going to be France? Was it going to be England? Or was it going to be Germany? And what had happened in New Zealand, why we got all these wars in New Zealand, some of the tribes had wanted and sold and joined up with the Lutheran people of Germany to protect them, just like in Genoa, they had come in to get the protections of the German Lutherans against the 3 religions that were trying to take them over. So that group got given a flag with the black fimbriate and an 8-point star, all right? Now, there was another group of New Zealand natives that had joined with the flag of the 8-point, which was Catholic, the white fimbriate and the St. George's cross with the white cross, and this is English, French, and possibly Catholic Anglican. So there was this one that they could choose from, or they could choose the white fimbriate 5 points. Now that came about in 1835. There's quite the battle going on in New Zealand about which flag was the dominating flag. But in fact, from 1836 to 1839, it seems to me that the southern parts and the Chatham Islands were dominated by the 8-point black fimbriate, which is German Lutheran, and that the northern part of New Zealand was dominated by the white, which was French. So that's why we've got this discrepancy about the flags in New Zealand. And it wasn't until 1840 where England came in, and England came in, brought their laws in, and went to war with Germany. England and France went to war with Germany to claim all of these lands. But actually, it's the 3 different tribes made agreements with 3 different countries at that time. Later, they all came together, and presently they're all split up again. Okay, so there's something to do with this red as well. So there's definitely something to do with this very dark red and with this lighter red. I'm not sure, but let's just. Anyway, the flags are significant. So we're not really doing flags, but anyway. So that happened during the years 1834 to 1835. And I would even say to 1839. All right, so the Germans and the French were in charge of the north, and the Germans were completely in charge of the south. During these years up to 1839, okay? Now, I don't know what happened over in Ireland. Then in the 1869, so long after all of this, in 1869, after 1840, the formation of the New Zealand Statutory Recognition of 1902. Now, this occurred after 1840, after the Boer War. Now, the Boer War went to be fought with this 5-point flag, all right? And in 1899, I'm going to show you later, because in 1899, the New Zealand chiefs brought in all the oaths and brought Queen Victoria and planted Queen Victoria onto the land, and then they went to war with South Africa, and later they went to war with Germany and stole all these lands. Now, after that happened, and after the war, so we had 3 wars. We had the 1899 to 1902 Boer War, the 1914 German World War I, and then another World War in 1939 or 1944, I think it was the Second World War. And until all these world wars, till they had absolutely decimated Germany, trashed Germany, brought down the German king, taken all the lands they took after the war of 1914. They made Germany give up all their Pacific Island lands, all their Australian lands, all their New Zealand lands, all their Northern Ireland lands. Most of the lands of Germany were stolen from them, and they were all handed to Queen Victoria and America and the British Empire. And America and Germany has been under American occupation ever since then, when they stole it all from us. And it wasn't until all those wars were completed that the Union Jack, which is England, Genoa, England, Scotland, Ireland, all the tribes of New Zealand and the tribes of Ireland and the tribes of Australia were brought into this one New Zealand flag, which included the 5-point star and the Union Jack. And it wasn't until after that, in 1901, that the 1903, after all of that, we got the Commonwealth Star, and it was not gazetted until the year of 1908, and it was not even legally defined. The Commonwealth Star was added to the Australian flag in December of 1908, and then none of it was gazetted until 1934, okay? And then it was not legally defined until 1954. Now, Australia Day was proclaimed in 1996, and St. Patrick's Day was defined in New Zealand in 1908. So these dates are very, very, very significant, okay? Now, I'm going to quickly go on from that to show you how the laws were put into place in New Zealand, and then that crossed over and mirrored over to Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, Scotland, England, and all of that. It was all matched up, okay? So we'll go down to recognise the New Zealand Maori laws that came from that. So from that 1835 flag of the 3 flags, German, French, English, Genoa, Scotland, Ireland, no Scotland, no Ireland. We've got the flag of Genoa, we've got the flag of England, right, which is also with the white crossover, which is also the French and the English, and we've got the German, and we've got that 5-point star, which is, and then that's also Danish law, right? So from that, in 1835, that was brought in by a chieftain called New Tirene, Nutirene. Now what you're going to see when you see this New Tirene is that you'll see the Ire, I-R-E. That is the Ire. I should get a pen here, shouldn't I? I'll get a pen. So here you can see the Ire, I-R-E. That you can see, that's not a good colour, is it? I'll do it in a bright green because they like green. I better do orange, eh? Oh, no, I've got green. Oh, the Ire is like green. So there is the Ire that is within there. That you know that our flags went in there because you've got the flag of Ireland in there, and then so the Ire has been included in our laws, and that's why New Zealand is so inextricably linked with Ireland, but Germany trumps all, remember that. So the Whakaputanga, which was the Declaration of Independence. So I'll show you the Whakaputanga, and what you'll see here is the spelling N-U-T-I-R-E-N-E. That was called the Declaration of Independence, and then that one was signed by 39 chiefs in the Northern all the chiefs of the whole country actually signed up to this. There were a few chiefs, there were 39 chiefs signed, and then the other 13 chiefs signed up under the New Zealand Company in an agreement with Germany, that German Lutherans would come in and govern the country. So that was done together with Germany. That was the Whakaputanga together with the German Lutheran people made agreements that New Zealand was going to be governed under a German Lutheran. We were actually going to be speaking German. English is German anyway. So, but to my understanding, it did not have the Southern chiefs, but the Southern chiefs signed up to it between 1836 and 1839, when Germany came in and bought the lands with the New Zealand Company and the German Company. So those two companies. That was under New Tirene. And then, so we'll go back down here and you'll see, what does it mean in Latin? Nu, N-U, means now, today, in this present time. When they use this kind of language in a law, that means that that document is always used in the present time. So when we arrive at tomorrow, we're in that present time of tomorrow. When we arrive 100 years from now, we're in that present time of 100 years. So this document is everlasting, is never not there, okay? And then it says the T-I-R, okay? T-I-R, which has not got the ire, and it says to the dry land away from the sea, and that is the Irish land and country. So we've come from the iron, the cross of the Ireland, all right? And then we've moved on over to the cross of New Zealand, Northern Ireland being Southern New Zealand. You can see my fat here. Northern Ireland being Southern New Zealand, and Southern Ireland being Northern New Zealand, all right? And then they come from the sea and they landed on the land, and then E-N-E is the Old Norse, Dutch, Danish meaning, which comes out from Germany, which is means from one with another. So that is the marrying of Ireland to New Zealand. Now the next document that... Okay, I'm Kate Floss sitting beside. I've just re-recorded this, and I'm going to go on and do the rest of that tomorrow. But I will just show you where we're going. We're trying to bring in Scotland, and we're trying... Oh, I can't... bring that up. We're trying to bring in Scotland, and we're trying to bring in Ireland, and this document here, it says here, it is the this was done in 1908, and so it's what we're basically heading towards is that between, well, it goes right back to the War of Roses, even further beyond that. This has gone on for hundreds and hundreds of years, how they linked all our countries up, family to family, and now they're all reaping the rewards of what they had set up for their families. But anyway, we're doing ours in New Zealand from the years of 1800 through to 1908, how they linked up New Zealand to Ireland, which is in the cross, Northern Ireland, Lutheran Protestant is Southern New Zealand, Lutheran Protestant, and Southern Ireland is Catholic, and Northern New Zealand is Jewish. And so that's the cross there. And then we got double crossed as we've laid over the crosses over each other. We've been double crossed and double crossed and double crossed. Now, whether we have been double crossed to keep all of these families in chains, or whether we've been double crossed to keep us as slaves in chains, or it's yet to be seen. But in 1908, this man Findlay, he linked us up, and he made St. Patrick's Day a holiday in New Zealand in 1908. So we're going to be doing the Chiefs next, and we've still got to do, and we've still got to do the rest of the Terinis, the new Terinis. So I'm not going to do that on this one, but I'll do that on the video tomorrow, so you'll have to follow up with the next video. Thanks very much. Kate Floss, signing out from Thailand.